Morning everyone. So I wanted to share something with you today. I actually saw this on a channel called Pouring Your Heart Out. If you've not been over to that channel, I do highly recommend that you go over. She's absolutely brilliant. So I'd seen her do a Christmas star, basically, a Christmas decoration, and I thought I would try it myself. Sorry, just showing you some earrings I made there. I decided to pop some cheap Primark earrings into back of some resin, and I'm really pleased with how they turned out actually. So anyway, back to the star. So I bought this cheap mould. I got it on eBay. I think it was £2.99, and it is cheap. You can tell the quality of it is not very good. I also got this holographic paper. It's more like a card than a paper. And I got that off eBay as well. I think that was £1.50 or something. So I decided to draw around the star. Not very successfully, because like I said, the mould isn't very thick, it's quite thin. So it was moving about quite a lot while I was trying to draw around it. But I thought that it'd probably be the best way to get it to fit into the actual mould, because I wanted it to fit just on the back of the mould. So I drew around it, and then obviously I cut it out as best I can. As you can see from I didn't do a very good job drawing around it, but I did make it work in the end, so that was great. Once I cut it all out, I just tried to fit it into the back so that it would fit, and just adjusted it, cutting any other bits off that I needed to. I'm just snipping off bits and pieces everywhere, basically, just because I wanted it. I don't know whether you can actually see, but the mould has like a little lip on it. You might see it there, the lines around. I just wanted it to sit really on that lip, so that I could actually put resin on the back of it as well, into a resin mould. And I would try it again, actually. I was really pleased with how it turned out, which you'll see towards the end. But yeah, we'll carry on watching it. Another channel, while we're on about this, another channel I've been watching, which I'm really enjoying, is called Louise Singleton Creations. And some of the work she's been doing with is it Aqua Clear or Aqua something? It's like a kind of jasminite. Oh, they're unbelievable. So I've been Googling, see if I can find that. I'm just wondering if anyone's actually used it, if anyone's used what's the name of it? Aqua. Oh, someone put it in the comments what the name is. I can't remember what the name is. Aqua. Oh, I'm going to have to go to a channel and have a look. If you can hear that tapping in the background, that's me going to Louise's channel to find out what it was called. Aquacast, that's it. Yeah, she's been doing some really, really nice things with that. So I'm thinking I'm going to get some next time I get paid. I might treat myself to some and have a go with that. I mean, obviously she uses all sorts of different moulds. I've not got that many moulds because I'm just starting out, but yeah, I might treat myself to some and have a go with that, because like I say, some of the stuff that she makes with it is really, really nice. So do go over to Louise Singleton Creations as well and have a look at that channel if you've not already had a look. So where are we up to here? Yeah, we're still chopping, trying to make it fit. Just having a drink of my tea. Yeah, we're still going, still chopping. There we go. Cleaning up as I go along. Gosh, what are you doing, Grace? Okay, so I put it on a board there just to make sure it's level, and also I can actually move it around then if I need to, so I'm not actually pulling at the mould. I can actually move the board. So I made sure that the hanging point of the stair was away from me, and I just double checked to make sure that the stair fit again. Now let me just, there's just been some words on the screen there about it's this little bit here that's on the right hand side as you're looking at it. Oh God, that drives me crazy. So here I'm adding the resin. So I did I think it was 30 millilitres of A, 30 mils of B, but I didn't have enough. I didn't know how much the stir would take anyway, but I didn't have enough. I ended up mixing another 20 mils of each. But as you can see, I'm just pouring it in there, making sure that I'm getting into all the cavities of the stir. I'm just moving out the way because the dog's chewing a paws and you can hear it. So I'm just pushing the resin down, making sure it goes right down into each of the point of the stairs. Just making sure, everywhere is covered. Just pouring the lollipop stick just across the line, because there's like a line at the bottom, just to get rid of any bubbles or anything. And then I carry on filling it up. By the way, guys, this is the first time I've done a proper voiceover for one of the videos, so please do excuse me. I'm learning it that as well. And that's the dog shaking her ears. Yeah, so that's the second lot that I mixed up. I'm just popping that in again as well. I'm just making sure I get it just over that little lip that I was talking about. Just so that, because I want the actual paper or the card to settle onto that lip. And then I'll obviously fill the back up. So I'm just going round now, popping a few bubbles that I could see round the sides. In the end, there are quite a few bubbles. I should have really spent some time and done it a lot slower than I did. But it doesn't detract from the actual finished product. In fact, I think in a strange way, it actually helps. So here we go. I'm just filling it back up again, adding more bubbles. Making sure that obviously it goes round. It has like a little hole part at the top that you can thread some ribbon or something through. Just making sure that that was all filled as well. Popping the bubbles in the middle there. And then I just quickly go over it with a lighter just to pop the top bubbles. Really, I didn't wait for the resin to settle properly before I started pouring it. So I put the stir down and I realised I'd put it down on upside down. So I had to peel it back up and put it back in. So like I say, it's this piece here on the right hand side that keeps turning up. You'll see me pushing that down. I was swearing. Honestly, it's a good job well, that's mainly why I'm doing the voiceover, because I was swearing at that little corner that kept coming up. But I did find a solution, which you'll see just before I unmould it. So I'm just going round and I'm basically submerging all the corners down. Well, I say corners, all the points down under the actual resin. I do have to go in and just trim a couple of bits down just to make sure that they fit properly. But that's no problem. Just please, guys, make sure that you actually wipe your scissors down really, really well once you've been cutting with resin on it. I didn't. So this morning it took me a good 10-15 minutes getting all the bits of resin off my scissors. So yeah, make sure that they're either a really old pair of scissors or you actually clean them down afterwards. These scissors are actually the scissors I use for cutting ribbon when I'm making wreaths. So I wasn't best pleased this morning when I picked them up. So as you can see, I'm trying to push that piece down again and it keeps popping up. Like I say, it drove me crazy. It really did drive me crazy. And I must admit, I didn't do a very good job at shaping the actual card. You see me filling a little bit there. You can actually see it on the finished piece, but because it's my first attempt, I'll be keeping that anyway. My intention was with this to try it because if I like the result, then I can make quite a few for when I'm making wreaths, and it'll be something different, a different decoration that I can put on there. And perhaps do it with different shapes as well, different sizes, perhaps put some lights in them, all different things. My mind's going racing at what I could do with them. So I just add the remainder of the resin, excuse me, to the back of the card, just to make sure that everywhere's covered and it'll be nice and flat then. I did think to myself that I could actually, at this point, I could either put some wire or a pipe cleaner, just attach it to the back or lay it onto the back and cover it with the resin so that it's got a proper tie on it for when I'm making wreaths. But then once I demoulded it and I looked at it properly, I thought, no, I could actually do that afterwards with some UV resin so that I've got attachments on the back of it so I can tie it to wreaths. I will eventually do one and I'll show you how I do that and how I attach it to a wreath. So I'd put the lollipop stick there in the hopes that it would keep that piece down, but it didn't. It just kept popping up. And eventually, I basically just gave up. I had to walk away. It was driving me bonkers. am actually looking here for something to try and weight it down, but I couldn't see anything. I didn't have anything to hand. So at this point, I actually pushed it and like forced it into the mould, and I thought, right, sod it. It might distort the mould a bit, but it stuck down and that's fine. And then I come along and ping. Yeah, I was just making sure that all the sides were nice and clean, and I disturbed it, so it pinged back up. Okay, guys. So as you can see, what I did is if I've got any leftover resin, I tend to put it in the small earring moulds. So I took one of these hearts and I just basically popped it in there and like wedged it in, and that kept it down. I mean, it looks a bit of a sight on the back, but that's no problem. This one's for me anyway, so, and it is the back. No one's going to see the back. So just demoulding it, and I'm getting really excited because I know what it looks like and you don't. Okay, it's out the mould. So are we ready, guys? Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Look at the shine. I can't believe it. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I'm just looking at it there myself in different light, but oh, I absolutely love it. It's so nice. All that holographic coming through. It's really, really nice. Obviously, it's not cut to shape the paper properly. And I will do that in future, but I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. It's beautiful.